Is remote job a scam? So if you've been trying to land international opportunities, international clients, remote jobs, and you've not really, had any success doing that, and you might just be like, oh, is this whole remote job stuff, is it a scam? Do people actually make a lot of money working remotely or working with international clients? Or can this happen for me? Is this actually a thing? So if you've had all of this thoughts, you've had all of these questions, then you are watching the right video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about something really interesting. This is going to be the best video you watch on YouTube. So, I did my research and I reviewed the top freelancers and remote workers from Nigeria that make over $10,000. You hear that? $10,000. What they did, how they got their first client, their first job, everything that you need to know. Like this video is going to expose everything that like things that are going on, what you can do, and you do not want to miss any part of this video. So that's it. Let's get right into this video. So the first thing I noticed during my research on the so think of the top remote workers, top freelancers in Nigeria and even abroad. Yeah, I stalked them to bring out the information I'm going to be sharing with you today, and I made really interesting discovery. So one of the first thing I discovered is that all these freelancers a had digital skills. I don't think in 2025 anybody should be telling you go acquire a digital skill in 2025. Like it's a no-brainer. That's the first thing to go. Like that's just the logical thing to do because if you want to land international clients, you want to land international job opportunities, and you want to do it online virtually, then you just need to have digital skills. Anybody can learn anything. Nobody like actually brought this thing as they were born. You can actually acquire a skill. So if you're at the point where you're thinking, okay, how can I get started? How can I acquire it? I don't know where to start. Even if I want to acquire a skill, I don't know which skill to acquire. I don't know like where to start. The good thing is that I actually created an in-depth video for free here on YouTube on how to find your niche and all of this stuff. So I'll drop the link to the video in the description so that you go check it out and discover your niche. So that said, let me walk you through other interesting findings that I discovered. So number one is that when I researched, I practically stalked these people all over the internet. I discovered that over 80% of people that have earned 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, $50,000, and even people that have transitioned into, building their own businesses that serve international clients and customers, they started from freelance marketplaces. I know you'll be shocked. Yeah, think freelance marketplaces, think Upwork, think Fiverr, freelancer, contract. Yeah, a host of them. Most of them started from these marketplaces. And from my research, the top two marketplaces, freelance marketplaces that started from are Upwork and Fiverr. So if you those are the top two that a lot of people use, and the transition from now get from there and started getting international clients and international opportunities. So if you are at the beginning of your career, you just started this, remote work, freelancing thingy, that's a sign that okay, that is where you can start because especially for like free Upwork and Fiverr, you can start by getting, small gigs, $5, $10, $20 gigs. You can start by learning how to work with international clients, the whole time zone factor and understanding the nuances of all of this stuff before transitioning into like working with them directly or landing full-time remote jobs. And that is one thing that I discovered. So like that is pretty interesting. So I know that you want to like get full-time remote job, want to get direct clients, but this is the way to start from, especially if you've not fixed your payment stuff, maybe how to collect money. And all of these platforms have the whole escrow method. They have all of the methods that makes the whole process more secure for you as a newbie, someone that is just starting out in the space. So another thing I discovered is that people that did not start from freelance marketplace, like I said, over 80% of people started from freelance marketplaces. So people that did not start from freelance marketplaces actually got their first gig from niche job boards, like niche job boards. Like for instance, they're a content writer, so they got opportunities from websites or job boards or platforms that are specific to posting jobs, opportunities, every information resources just on that niche content, right? So think niche job boards, think on niche platform, maybe like Behance or maybe like ProBlogger, like all of those stuff most of them actually got opportunities from those platforms. Discover that there's kind of like a way that things they started to do things, like how they transition. So my I was curious about, okay, how did they transition from using freelance marketplaces like Upwork and Fiverr and to transition into getting like direct clients, remote jobs, and all of that, and building their businesses for some that establish the businesses. And I did my digging, I tried to figure things out, and I discovered that most of them follow this transition pattern. So the pattern I'm talking about here is like when they go on freelance marketplaces, they get their first few clients, they maybe become top rated, they become top freelancers, they now begin to work. Some of those clients work will now get to reach them outside of this platform and become like a retainer, have a retainer client, or they now bring them into their businesses to become a full-time remote staff member. Or sometimes for a typical number of them, when they start from freelance marketplaces, when they become top rated, they start to make a lot of money from these freelance platforms. Then they go on platforms like social media platforms, maybe LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, any social media platform, and begin to talk about what they do, their experiences with their clients. So yeah, this is now where it gets interesting. So they talk about, okay, I did this project, this is what I stuff. This is like talk about their experiences, talk about their experiences on the job. So let me say like am a content writer and I get content writing clients on freelance marketplace platforms like Upwork and Fiverr. And I say, okay, I work with this client, this is what I discovered, this is the result we got, da, 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 da. So as they keep, creating that content and putting out, sharing their experiences, sharing their wins and all of that, they are being perceived, especially they are being perceived as experts in that field. And being perceived as an expert is what will now attract other clients. And one of the places that they do this is on LinkedIn and Twitter. So they do this stuff, and this now like transitions them from those platforms that they can now start getting international clients, directly from platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, or they even start cold pitching, because when you now work with international clients enough, you begin to notice patterns like, "Oh, this is what works, this is what doesn't work," and all of that. Then they now get more confident to reaching out to clients and pitching their skills and services directly. So, this stuff is so interesting just thinking about it, because I've done all the research for you and help you see how people realistically go from here, from zero to like making 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 dollars, even from Nigeria, from Asia. Different people have done. So I've did this thing so that you don't have to do it. All right. Like I say, that not everybody use freelance marketplaces. So the people that not use freelance marketplace, like when they even transition, so where do they get their job? Where do they find remote jobs? A majority of people find remote jobs from their network. So while they are doing their job or freelance market and all of that, they transition into platforms like X and LinkedIn. They begin to make posts, talk about what they do, and while they are that, they begin to network. So this is your cue. Like if you are just on LinkedIn, you are just looking for jobs. You are not doing yourself any good. Like a lot of jobs are not advertised. So if you're on LinkedIn and you're just going to the job tab, that is not how to use that platform. LinkedIn or X, let me talk about LinkedIn because I'm more active on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a networking first platform. So it's not about just going there to look for jobs. I see a lot of jobs. I post some in my community. I see a lot of jobs that are not posted on the LinkedIn like jobs tab. They are inside of posts. And that is, have actually gotten an opportunity that paid me very well just from a post, replying to a post and all of that. So those opportunities are inside posts. So it's important for you to, when you talk about what you do, when people make comments, you respond to the comments, or someone else has made a post, you make a comment, you leave a reply, you send people, like you just really connect with people. And how you connect with people determine, okay, then they'll reach out to you and then you cannot sell your services. Like this is how it works, and this is how a lot of people have done. So a lot of people, these people get their clients or get opportunities from the network. So that is why it's important to engage with people's posts, make comments, like all of this stuff. So don't see making comments and like, oh, you're doing the person a favor. It's a way for you to network. And when you always network, for instance, I'm a content writer, I see someone that's a website developer, and we have a network. If I get a client that needs content but needs to build a website, and I don't do that, I can quickly refer, okay, this guy does this stuff, or this girl does this stuff. Oh, hi, I have a client that needs you do this. So can you? That is how people get jobs. Another way is through communities. So there are private communities Slack communities, WhatsApp communities, school communities, a lot of communities that these people belong in, like freelancers, remote workers in Nigeria. But most of those communities are like private communities, they're not like public communities. And they're also public communities like Superpath. Like these people are in these communities and they bounce off opportunities of one another. So if you find yourself in a community, don't just be there and just be, spying on everybody and be looking at things. Reach out, DM people, contribute in the community. So if you are like thinking like, okay, where can I get started? I don't know any community. I actually have a free community. So you can join my community, free WhatsApp community. When you get to the community, announce that you are here, talk about what you do, reach out. When there's a post is made, make comments, talk to people, send messages. And I also send email newsletters every single week. And when people respond to my newsletters, I also respond to them. Try to be active. There are members in my community that I know their names, and if there's an opportunity, I will always reach out to them because they contributed. So that is the power of networking, and this is what these guys do. One major thing I've actually noticed about top freelancers and remote workers in Nigeria that are making a lot of money is that they actually do outreach. That what is outreach? Outreach is like reaching out to potential clients, international clients that we need your services. So there are many different methods of outreach: cold email, cold DM, cold cold calling, and all of that. So the good thing is that many people have landed life-changing opportunities just outreaching potential clients. So the big question might be, where can I find the potential clients to outreach? See, I have helped you solve this problem. So when it comes to outreaching potential clients, I will always advise you start with startups. Startups are very open to hiring offshore, like hiring from any part of the world, and they're easy to find. So where can you find this startup? So you can find startup owners on X and LinkedIn. If you don't want to go that route, there are actually startup directories that you can go and find businesses that are just starting up that you can send a mail to, or you can pitch directly your services. So you can go to platforms like Product Hunt, you can go to platforms like Indie Hackers, you can go to Micro Launch, Tiny Launch, Small. That a lot of startup directories like that. So I'll create a list. I'll share a list. So if you in the comment section, I'll put a list in the description. Or if you want a list of startup directories where you can find startup owners, founders, startup businesses that you can pitch, let me know in the comment section and I'll send you a document that has all of this information. So that is one thing. So, but it's one thing to find these businesses, another thing to outreach them properly, to actually, send them a pitch that shows value. And the question is now, how can you now outreach properly? How can you send a cold DM or reach out, pitch your services to these people properly that you have a higher chance of getting a response? I also have a solution for that. So I sent a lot of cold DMs that got ignored. Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing, but after sending a lot of bad code DMs and emails, I kind of figured out what works, and I gotten over 80% response rate. So I created a strategy. I call it the beyond and above strategy. So this strategy helps you, gives you everything, gives you the blueprint on how to effectively reach businesses. So I share template. I talk about everything. So I'm actually creating a detailed mini course about this. I'm already in the process of creating it. So if you are interested in it, I would like you to join the waitlist. Joining the waitlist gives you, opportunities to like big time offers. So please join the waitlist. You'll be amazed what will happen that you join the waitlist. You don't want to regret this. And this is not anything about just join the waitlist and you'll be happy that you did. So let's move on to the other fact that I found out. So another thing I found out was one thing I found out that they did it afraid. Like they didn't have everything figured out. They didn't know that this whole thing was going to work out for sure. They just started, and most of them actually had a lot of failure. So if you think that you've gotten a lot of rejection emails, if you think that you've tried and it didn't work, you're not the only one. A lot of people tried. I myself, I tried a lot. I'm still trying. You get rejected, you learn. So every time you fail at something, don't think of it like, oh, it's a failure, or how can I do this? Think of it like you've learned one more way not to do this thing wrongly. Do you understand? So that gives you, okay, now you know one more way not to do this wrongly. Why I talk about the whole, landing international opportunity, remote work, money, and all of that, because I did this wrongly so many times that I've discovered many ways not to do it wrongly. That's why I can share some of the stuff that I'm sharing with you. You understand? So always look at it like that. Most of those people, they did it afraid. They had a lot, the time that they failed, the time that they did not think anything was going to work, but they just kept on doing it. They kept on being consistent. The truth about life is that there is a mountain. If you have like this is what you want to achieve, is one thing to say this is what I want to achieve. It's another thing to take steps to actually achieving that thing so that you are not caught in the web of wishful thinking. Oh, I wish I land an international opportunities that pay in dollars. It's another thing to be like, okay, this is what I want to achieve. What can I do today? Okay, today I'm going to reach out to 5 companies. Today I'm going to go revamp my LinkedIn profile. Tomorrow I'm going to go register on freelance marketplace. Like those are steps. So instead of you to like set goals, set systems, set tasks for each day. That's the day. That's the way to like meet that goal. When you say, oh, this year I want to land a remote job abroad, I pay me $20,000. That is like a mountain, and you don't know how you are going to, get that goal, and that will just build fear because this is a big goal that you set for yourself, and you have no clue how to achieve them. So that's why everything's just going to end in la la land. Like it's just wishful thinking. So the line between wishful thinking and actually achieving your goals is setting up small tasks, setting up actionable tasks that you can just do daily today. I want to do so. Just process. Be more about the process than the big goal. Yeah, these people are they learn a lot. Like if you are someone that that doesn't like to invest in knowledge, that doesn't like to learn, that doesn't take out the time to actually sit down and learn, then this might not be the thing for you. Seriously, I cannot count. Like I'm still learning. I'm still taking courses. I'm still investing, and I know that you can get a lot of information for free and all of that, but there are times that you also have to pay because I always say things like this. People have already done this before you, so why groping in the dark when you can just write on their experiences? Like they've done this thing, they know what works, and you can just write on their experiences. So what I notice about these freelancers and remote workers that make a lot of money, that they are always learning. They are learning new skills, they are learning new tools, they are taking courses, they are buying courses, they are on the internet learning from other people that are actually higher or the people that are where they actually want to be. So if you are here, if you have the mindset of, I can't pay for anything or I can't learn anything or the internet is a scam, that mindset will not help you. Seriously. Because what does it take to invest in your knowledge? At the end of the day, is your knowledge and it's going to be with you forever. So that is one mindset you should let loose of. Always be open to learning. Don't just want to watch reels of 1 minute. Take time to learn. There are free information, there are paid information, whatever one. You can start from the free information. Take time to actually learn. And it's also one thing to learn, it's another thing to implement what you've learned. If you just watch videos and never get to implement or never get to follow the steps, you might not get that result. So these people are actually learning. I told you that actually stalked them. So I saw, okay, the pattern. Oh, I took this course, I did this, I did that. All right. This is the last stuff I discovered is that they are always online. See, I don't know how else to say this nicely. I'm really thinking of how to say this nicely. If you're looking to land international opportunities, whether you're starting from freelance marketplace or want to get clients directly, you have to be online. I'm not saying like once in a while. You always have to be online. Like I don't know if money is your constraint, like getting mobile data, internet and all of that, then you do away with other things that are making you spend so much on the internet that are not profitable. Like in my situation, many times when I wanted to like, okay, I want to onboard a new client or I want to get a new opportunity and all of that, I do away with social media platforms that I'm not really using to achieve this goal. So at the time I did away with TikTok, Instagram, all of the stuff that were not helping me so that I'm able to conserve my time and also my resources so that I can focus on things that are important, things that move the needle. So you cannot afford not to be online. So this is not the time to put off your data connection. So you see, I really don't want to do this, but let me just call you out. So if you have the habit of putting off your data connection, putting it on, putting it off in 2025, you need to stop that habit. If you are looking to learn international opportunities, now this is what I've noticed, even from freelance marketplaces. the more are online, the more you're online, the more people can, oh, they are online, they can easily reach you, more opportunities you have gotten. I know the opportunities I've gotten because I was online at that point. If you are not online, someone tries, maybe on a marketplace, someone tries to reach out to you, they send you a message, hi, well, I would love to do this. You are not responding. In the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, they're reaching out to someone else. That's how important. So you have to leave on your data connection, leave it on, all right, so that you can respond to messages. And the more you are online, you get to see notifications easily, you understand what is happening. So this is very important. You always, if you want to work remotely, if you want to land international clients, you have to be online. And another thing, the last but not the least, these people that are earning a lot, they actually have their jobs to sort it out. That means they have their portfolio, they have a good CV, they have all of that sorted out, they have their website. So if you're like, oh, I don't have a portfolio, I don't have a good CV, I've got you too. I created one of the best portfolio templates, and you can grab it. You know, I'll put the link to the portfolio template in the description. And for my upcoming course, I'm going to also be giving out the portfolio templates for free. So that's why I said you should join the wait list, because you don't even know what's going to happen when you join the wait list, and you'll be glad that you did. So these are the things that I discovered. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, do well to hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, like my video, as join the wait list, and I would love to hear from you. What do you think? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next